Oh, come on, come off. Oh, hi. You might be wondering what on God's earth I'm actually doing. I'm in the process of actually making some new proxies. And if you've been following me around, you might have noticed that I showcase these proxies during my deck tech videos and during my gameplay videos. And I've been getting a lot of questions on how I actually make these proxies. Now, this is not a video about how to make proxies, but in the description below of this video and in the end of this video, there will be a link to the best video I've ever seen and to a master of who and how to make proxies. But this video is actually going to be a price speculation and an investment video about foiled cards. You see, it's with these foiled cards that we actually create and make proxies like this. So what we do is that we use acetone and a piece of cloth like this, and we scrap away the color and try to get rid of all the color from the card so it starts to look like this eventually. And from there's a lot of different techniques on how you could actually make a card to look like this.
I guess using acetone and scrapping away the color from a foil card is similar to dusting cards in Hearthstone.
Now, there are several reasons why people are proxying cards. Well, one of them is that MTG cards are actually quite expensive, but also that you maybe want to have a card that looks really cool. I think that this Lion's Eye Diamond looks amazing. Nonetheless, there is a potential of actually making money here, because you actually need these foiled cards to make these proxies, or the best technique is to use these foiled cards to make these proxies. There are other techniques as well, but to make really good quality proxies, foil cards are the best. And it doesn't matter what foil card there is. I honestly don't care what the foil card actually do. The only thing that I want out of it in the end is this. And I've actually seen people having this inside a trade binder. And I even believe that in the future you could buy bulk prices of, let's say, 100 foiled cards. It doesn't matter what foil card there is, just 100 bulk price foiled cards. Because the people in this proxy community that are actually making proxies make them in great quantities. And I believe also that there will be more people in the future that will be making proxies. Because it's actually easy to learn, it's actually really easy to do once you get started. It costs a bit of money, and that is one of the reasons why it costs money for the printer, for the chemicals, and etc, etc. So when you start making proxies, you want to make them in great quantities, and that means that you want to have great quantities of these foiled cards. Now, I don't believe and think that a foiled forest would become expensive, but I think that the foiled forest would increase in price a bit, and I do think that it would be easier in the future to sell foiled cards or foiled cards in a bulk price. This is Netrunner, and if you know anything about Netrunner history and what's happened to Netrunner, you might know that Richard Garfield invented this game, and therefore Wizards of the Coast own the game. However, it's printed, and I believe it's printed by Fantasy Flight. And basically what's happened, a bit of politics I guess, and some greedy money, is that Wizards of the Coast retook the license, and now Fantasy Flight are no longer allowed to print and produce this game, so it's no longer in existence. It's a dead game, you could call it. However, whenever a game is abandoned by its producers and the community still wanna keep playing it, what actually happens is that the community are starting to create their own cards, and I actually enjoy that. I think that Netrunner might actually get more alive, because if people are starting to create their own cards and invent own cards in the community, what usually is happening, if you look at, for example, Werewolf and Vampire the Masquerade, which is also a card game that was abandoned by Wizard of the Coast, also created by Richard Garfield. What basically happened was that there was a community, and you could become similar to how we have judges in Magic. We have a level 3 judge. You could become a game design creator in the Vampire the Masquerade card game, and you could improve and disapprove certain cards for the game. And no one no company is making these cards, so if the community is starting to make their own Netrunner legal for tournament community cards, there's no company that is going to be printing them. And you could make your own cards for Netrunner with Magic the Gathering foiled cards. That's what actually happened to Vampire the card game when Wizards of the Coast abandoned it. And I actually knew some people that were in the community and were the people that created legal cards for Vampire tournaments. If you don't know what's happening now, Vampire has actually been reinvented, and today Wizards of the Coast is printing new Vampire the Masquerade card. Well, that's something. In the end, I think that foil cards are something to keep and hang on to when you open them randomly from your boosters, etc, etc. I think that this is something you could store value in for the future. And to prove my point, if you have a card like this in your trade binder, I would definitely try and trade this card from you, because I want cards like this so I can make my beautiful proxies.
But hey, I'm not the only one. This is a person that is selling proxies on eBay. And the proxies available and the people that are selling them aren't few either. Fun fact, when I actually started looking for examples, I actually find 100 MTG blank foil cards, Magic Gathering good for proxy proxies for about $92.99 USD dollars.
But my own personal beliefs and my own personal speculations, I actually believe that these cards could go a little bit higher than that. In any case, thank you so much for watching and take care, guys.